In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to properly scale an imported DWG in Revit using type properties. If you've brought a CAD drawing into your Revit project and it looks far too big, far too small, or just doesn't match your building scale, the fix is straightforward. Revit lets you correct the scale by telling it what units the original DWG was drawn in. Once Revit knows that, it handles the scale factor automatically, so you don't need to do any manual math or guessing. Start by selecting the imported CAD file directly in your view. Click on the DWG so its properties appear in the Properties palette. If your model is busy and it's hard to grab, hover your cursor over the CAD linework and press the Tab key to cycle through nearby elements until the entire import highlights, then click. You'll know you've got the right thing when you see it identified as an import instance in the status bar and the Properties palette updates accordingly. With the import selected, look to the top of the Properties palette and choose the Type Properties button. This is the dialog where Revit stores the scaling controls for imported CAD. It's important to understand that type properties affect the definition of that import type, so any other instances of the same import type in the project will follow this setting. That's exactly what you want when you're standardizing the scale of a DWG across your views. Inside type properties, find the import units parameter. This tells Revit the units used in the original CAD file. If the DWG was authored in feet, set it to feet. If it was created in meters or millimeters, choose the matching unit. The moment you change this value, Revit recalculates the scale factor behind the scenes and resizes the import uniformly in X, Y, and Z. For example, switching from feet to meters will reduce the size appropriately, and switching from millimeters to meters will bring a very large import down to a realistic scale. Click OK to confirm. Back in the view, you should see the DWG update to the correct size relative to your Revit model. This adjustment doesn't change your view scale or any annotations. It only corrects the physical size of the imported geometry based on its source units. If things still look off, double check the units the DWG was drawn in and make sure they match the import unit setting you chose. That's all there is to it. Select the imported DWG, open type properties, and set the import units to match the source file. Revit handles the scaling automatically, giving you a clean, accurate foundation to model against.